if you go buy equipment, things like that. But that desire to help or do something, a hobby, that's what you want to do, start a business.
Can you give us an idea of some of the steps that are needed? For example, business plan, financing, license.
Okay. Well, first of all, in Maryland, and probably in other jurisdictions as well, in Maryland, you go to internet, look up how to start a business, and it'll give you details on how to do that. One thing we ask people to do is to do an assessment, and they can do that through the Small Business Technology Development Center, and do their own assessment and see whether they seem to meet the criteria to start a business. So, but you do need a business plan. You do need a marketing plan. So the first thing that you need to do after you decide to do a business is sit down and do that business plan where you can look at your competitors and you can plan the whole thing. And you need to plan.
Okay. You were giving us a brief descriptions of the types of resources that are available to people who have a great business idea, but they just need a little bit of help implementing it, such as Small Business Loan Program, the Business Navigator, the innovation centers. Talk a little bit about what they do, what kinds of businesses are located at the centers, and what the selection process is all about.
Okay. Again, I want to go back to one of the first resources I recommend is a small business development. It's called Small Business Technology Development Center. They have a number of workshops, and you can go online and look them up. It's a network out of College Park, Maryland. They're also very much involved in Montgomery County, so they want to do that. But another one is you mentioned the Small Business Loan Program. Again, I want to emphasize that you don't have to first go after trying to get money, because once you get a loan, you have to pay the money back, and you haven't made $1 yet. So let's put money or loans back a little bit. Try to go to family, friends, those kind of places to get money initially, and then go for the loan. We also have a Department of Economic Development. In that department, we have a business navigator will help you navigate through the system. We have resources like the Business Innovation Centers, and what we do there, these are like incubators, and we take newly started businesses and put them in the incubator for 3 years, let them grow, and then they go into the commercial marketplace. We have a mentorship program that help businesses as well. So we have various resources that can help folks start business. And another one is chambers of commerce. We have about 12 chambers in Montgomery County. And so you may want to look at what resources each chamber has to help you in your business, whatever field you're trying to do.
If you've just tuned in, welcome to Montgomery Mosaic. We're chatting with Dr. Devance Walker, Jr. with the Department of Economic Development.
Let's talk about the help that's available to businesses that already exist. You mentioned a few here. Can you talk about the county's local small business reserve program and the minority business program?
Okay. Yeah, we have two fantastic programs in Montgomery County. This is out of the Department of General Services. One, of course, is our Small Business Local Reserve Program. And this program is the county's way of providing businesses contracts who are in the county. County Executive Ike Leggett recognized that some businesses were doing very well outside the county, but not getting business inside the county.
Okay.
So we're focusing now, and we're taking a very aggressive approach to identify businesses to apply for our contract, our solicitations to do business here. The result of that is that the business will spend our money here. They will hire employees here, okay, and they will feel that we're doing something to help them. That's what we want to do. So we're very much doing that, spending a lot of money on these firms. Minority Business Program, we have a minority business enterprise officer. His name is Al Boss in our procurement office. And he's very aggressive himself in doing it. We did about 19 to 20% of our business procurement with minority firms. So the firm does not have to be in Montgomery County. They can be anywhere. But if they're a minority, female, or person with a disability, they can apply for this program. And I also mentioned the mentorship program. We take existing firms. If you've been in business less than 5 years, we put you in this mentorship program that our office, Department of Economic Development, runs. And we work with you for a year. We get you all kind of resources, people to speak to help you grow. So those are a few things that we're doing to trying to help existing firms.
Every year, the county's Department of Economic Development hosts a business awards luncheon. Can you tell us more about that? In general, just about the event, pretty much.
Yeah. The next one is, I believe, May 9th, 2014. This is relatively new. We've had conferences before, but the luncheon is where we're trying to identify businesses who've been very successful in the county, and they have benefited the county in some type of way, and we want to recognize them for their success in the county, what they've done to help the county. So we're looking forward to it. Last year we had over 300, close to 400 people who attended, and we gave out several awards. And this year we're looking for folks again to nominate and to make presentations to.
Okay, now you said the date is in May?
Yes.
So that'll be May in 2014.
Yeah.
What's the day?
May 9th.
May 9th? Okay. May 9th, 2014. Good to know. Let's see. Is Montgomery County government responsible for procurement opportunities at all of the county public agencies?
Oh, great question. Love this question because a lot of people, they come to Montgomery County government looking for opportunities. And I always promote this model that we have. We have about 5 major agencies in Montgomery County. And that's the school system, Montgomery County government, WSSC, which is a bi-county agency, Park and Planning Commission, Housing Opportunity Commission, Montgomery College. I think I got all of them. Each of them has its own procurement system. So although you come to Montgomery County government and register with the county government, you need to go to each one of these agencies because they're spending dollars too. In addition to that, we have cities in Montgomery County. We have Tacoma Park, Rockville, Gaithersburg. They're spending money. So if the city has a council member, a council members, and a mayor, they're spending money. So you can use this model in Prince George's County and across the country. There's not just one agency you go to in a jurisdiction. There may be 5 or 6 agencies. And what you have to do is learn their process. So what's happening now is we have business owners coming just to Montgomery County government.
Right.
And then they say, well, I've dealt with Montgomery County government, then let me go to Prince George's County government. But they only dealt with one agency in Montgomery County. They got to go to the other agencies too and say, hey, I'm here, I can do this. And they need to market all of these agencies. So that's a great question.
You're listening to Montgomery Mosaic. I'm Deborah Milo, here with Ron Thompson, talking with Dr. Devance Walker Jr. about the county's Small Business Development Program.
What's a good way to stay tuned to the county's business development news?
We have a website that you can go to, and I recommend you go to that. And in that website, we have a newsletter. It's www.choosemontgomerymd for Maryland.com. You can go to that website and sign up for our newsletter, or you can call our office. We often have seminars. We have resource seminars and things like that, and be in touch with us that way.
Can you repeat that website again for the audience?
www.choosemontgomerymd.com.
You were talking earlier about a small business mentorship program that the department has. Can you talk a little bit more about that, expound upon it as far as what does it offer, and how can a business take advantage of that kind of support?
Well, we try to offer one-to-one mentoring where we identify a very experienced, knowledgeable business owner and match them up with the person in our program. Oftentimes, it's not in the same field because people think we could try to find somebody in the same area. Well, people really don't want to grow their competitor, but they give you all kind of information if you're in a different field. So we bring them into the program for a year. Sometimes we extend them 2 years. We have different experts come in to meet with them to talk about financing, marketing, how to do business with the federal government and local governments. We meet once a month, on a Tuesday of the month, for about a couple of hours at the Department of Economic Development. And we're currently looking for folks to come into next year's program. So if anyone is interested, they can contact our Department of Economic Development at 240-777-2000 and say they want to apply for the mentorship program.
Would you mind repeating that number for us again?
Sure. It's 240-777-2000. And they can just inquire about the mentorship program.
Fantastic.
Excellent. You are listening to Montgomery Mosaic. I am Ron Thompson. I'm here with Deborah Milo, and we are talking with Dr. Devance Walker Jr. with the county's Department of Economic Development. Now, we've talked about a lot of things the county and the department is doing, but we know very little about you. And I think it's important that everybody know who you are.
Absolutely.
And how you got started in this. So can we ask you some basic questions about your career?
Okay, I'll start when I was a little child. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's good. Go ahead.
I think I'd like to start with, I'm a graduate of Howard University. Okay,
Excellent.
proud graduate of Howard University. And I guess I majored in political science and government. So I expected to work in the government area. I'm a veteran from the Air Force when I went in at 17 years old after high school.
Amen.
So you too? Okay,
Yes.
Good. So I wanted to work in government, and when I was in the military, coming out of the military, the exit counselor told me, look for jobs somewhere in the suburbs. Everybody goes to the city, look in the suburbs. So that was great advice. She just said it in passing. So I set my goal on looking for a job in the suburbs, and I happened to find one while I was at Howard out in Montgomery County. I used to work for the school system in Montgomery County.
Okay.
And I got very much involved in politics, again, interested in government, and started working for the county government. And I served as an advisor to the county executive, fortunate to get that position as a very young man, got that position. And then got an interest in economic development and kept going to workshops, seminars, and working with the department as I worked with the county executive. And when they had an opening, I got a chance to move into Department of Economic Development, where I've been for some time doing work with small businesses. So I attribute all this to what I learned at Howard University, the kind of person I am from growing through that system there to where I am now.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, talk a little more about what you do with young people. Do you go to the schools to talk to young people about how to get started in business? Do you have workshops where young people, in particular, say high school students, can come and talk to you about how to start a business?
We're open to that. We have talked to assistant principal at Orgal Middle School, because they have a technology program there,
Right.
And we have talked to them to get them some resources. But we're open to talk to young folks. We have interns, and as a matter of fact, we're looking
Great.
for an intern right now to work with my projects. So if anyone is interested, let me know. So we do. We try to get interns in the office to help us out in different categories, whether it's marketing, technology area. So we do work with young folks as much as possible.
Well, I have two questions. How do interns apply?
They can contact our office. Sometimes they go through a formal process through personnel, human resources, but they can contact our office again at the same number and say they're interested in internship, and we will talk to them and see what we can do to help.
All right, we're talking with Dr. Devance Walker Jr. with the county's Department of Economic Development. You mentioned while you were in the service during your exit strategy with your counselor that they said to work in the suburbs instead of the city. Did you ever imagine that the suburbs of Montgomery now is merging with the city, and it's as big as it is?
Right. It's nothing against the cities, okay?
Yes.
It's just that I guess her point was everybody goes to the city. And so look in the suburbs. And, you can see we're migrating back. And I'm from the city. I'm from Richmond, Virginia. No, I can imagine a kid like me coming from Richmond, Virginia to be where I am now. So I thought I'd still be in the same neighborhood. But, again, going to this, we're almost like a city now. We're
Yes.
so much involved so close to Prince George's County and Fairfax County, and all of us kind of working together. It's good. It's good to be in Montgomery County. We have a great county executive, a great county council. Craig Rice is our council president. It's a great place to be, great place to live. I raised my kids right here in Montgomery County, but I like to be in the city as well.
Very nice. You wanted to go back to about the mentorship program, and you were talking about that mentors are always needed, and I wanted to say Ron Thompson would be a fantastic mentor for the program, I have to tell you, especially for young people who are looking at careers in radio. Talk a little bit more, if you would, about your development coming to the Department of Economic Development. What have you seen changing through the years since you've been there?
Let me say, what have we seen change? Well, we're trying to help people understand the whole part I keep emphasizing about. You don't need money initially to start a business, depending on what kind of business you have. Mm-hmm. We have more people who are knowledgeable about the procurement processes. That's been a problem. A lot of people don't understand that and how to get opportunities. We have an emphasis on minority businesses. When I first came to the county government, there was not an emphasis on doing business with minority firms. That was turned around. That was problematic back in the day. Mm-hmm. So that's been turned around. It's open now. Anyone, if you have the product and services, you're welcome to apply and seek opportunities with the county government. And we have our contract administrators who are not looking at color or whether you're male or female, but looking at how we can get the job done. So I've really seen a change in attitude. When I first came some years back, it seemed like people thought that minority businesses especially operate out of the back of their car,
right,
and didn't have a place. That's not there anymore. Mm-hmm. At least that's what I see. If you can do the job, people want to do business with you. So all we have to do, all of us have to do is learn how to market the system.
Right.
And there are people like me who are there. The navigator, we have a navigator in our office who can help you maneuver through the system as well. And as I mentioned, Alan Boss, who was our MBE, we call it MFD, Minority Female Disabled Person, he's willing to help. We have a Michael Brown who's willing to help folks who are local businesses to get through the process. So we have people there to get through the process.
Fantastic.
You answered the question that I was getting ready to ask next. The ethnic composition of Montgomery County obviously has changed since you first got your position. And can you talk to us now about the number of minority businesses that are starting to flourish in the county?
Well, the last census showed that we have the highest number in the state of minority businesses. In the Asian, the Hispanic businesses, we have the largest population in Montgomery County. We're second to Prince George's County in the number of Black-owned businesses. But we're approaching that. So we have diversity in the marketplace in Montgomery County, and we're doing what we can to do outreach to them to do more business with the county, and they are getting pieces of the pie. Like I said, we're up to, and we need to do more. We're up to more than 20% in opportunities for last fiscal year of doing business with firms, minority firms, women firms. Women are the fastest growing businesses in Montgomery County.
That's what I've been
Women-owned businesses. And so now we have a women business center in Rockville that women and men can go to. And we work very closely with the Latino Economic Development Council, helping Hispanic businesses to grow. And I might want to say we have about 12 chambers of commerce, which is unusual because most places have about 1 or 2 chambers.
Right.
We have about 12. So we have an African American chamber, we have a Hispanic business chamber, we have an Asian American chamber, and all of them are very active participants in the whole economic development of Montgomery County. We work with them often.
And do they work with each other?
Well, they have their own things they do.
Okay, yeah.
Because you have the Silver Spring Chamber here, and they concentrate on Silver Spring firms. But there's no animosity among the chambers. Everybody's getting along fine, and they're working for their members, and they're working with our office, and we're working with all of them. And as a matter of fact, we've had chambers who've come together with us to plan our last small business luncheon. They were very active on our committee, the chamber members. And they will be, and they're active this coming planning group too.
Okay, for the one in May.
Yes.
You're listening to Montgomery Mosaic. I'm Deborah Milo with Ron Thompson, talking to Dr. Devance Walker Jr., and we're talking about the county's small business development program. Want to talk a little further also about the numbers. I like the question that Ron asked. Tell us more about the numbers of African American women who are starting businesses, and maybe the types of businesses they're starting.
The types of businesses, I would say probably IT businesses. You know, the county is more of a service, sort of a service businesses. That's an interesting question, and now we can just take a little, deviate just a little more.
Sure.
Okay.
When you start a business, what I try to tell people, if you're going to focus on boats, build boats, then you go to perhaps Baltimore. But if you can concentrate on services, healthcare, IT, those kind of businesses come to Montgomery County. So what I'm saying to folks is, you look at what kind of business you're trying to start, and does it fit into the community? So even in our small business loan program, the loan program, when we go to assess the application, we kind of look at how you fit into the direction of the county.
Right.
All right. So you can't fill out an application and want a loan and you're going to build boats in Montgomery County. That's not going to fly. But if you say healthcare, those kind of things there. So you make it relevant to the community you're in.
Which makes sense, actually.
Yeah.
So the types of businesses that you see that are growing here in the county, what would you say is pretty much becoming very popular?
I would say the whole thing, healthcare, I think, is pretty much services, providing, working with elderly care, those kind of business, IT, anything in technology fits right in.
We are talking with Dr. Devance Walker Jr. with the Montgomery County's Department of Economic Development. If you had a chance to draw up your plan, your vision of what the county's economic development department would look like, this is your vision. Tell us what it would be.
What our department would look like?
Yes. What it would do for the county.
Right.
Well, I guess we'll try to bring more diverse businesses to the county, and keep diversity. Keep diversity in the sense of people. Keep diversity as far as businesses. Because what happens in many communities, if you concentrate on one type of industry, and that industry goes down,
right,
it
hurts everybody.
It hurts everybody.
Right.
So we want to keep diversity going. We want to have a great relationship with the Prince George's County, and as well as Virginia and Frederick. Right now, we're very much involved in the capital region. Well, it has been called, you might know about it, Minority Maryland, D.C. Minority Supplier Development Council. They've been very active. They're located right here in Montgomery County. They've been very active with us. Again, we've been very active with the Chambers of Commerce. We do a lot with them. So we have a participatory sort of relationship with all these organizations, feeling that we're not competing with each other,
right,
but we're working together in concert with one another to help the citizens of Montgomery County. So we want to continue to do this kind of thing, be positive, do the best things for our citizens, and do the best things for our businesses. We have a county council who is oriented toward business, because you could be in a community where the leaders, the political leaders of the community are anti-business.
True.
But in this community, we're for business. We have a county executive who is dedicated to business. We have a county executive not only dedicated to business, but Ike is, I call him Ike. Ike Leggett is, with all respect, he has a background in procurement.
Yes, he does.
And so he
Right.
knows the whole procurement processes, and he used to teach at Howard University
Exactly.
in law. So we have we have all the things in place for the county to grow and to have relationships with other jurisdictions. So I'm just happy to be here.
Well, Ron, this has been another great show.
Excellent show.
We want to thank Dr. Devance Walker Jr. for visiting us with us today and talking about the Department of Economic Development. We want you to join us again next month at the same time for another interesting show on 1415 WOL, WPRS HD2, and worldwide on WOLDCnews.com. Stay safe out there. Have a fantastic holiday season. Ron, Devance, you have a great holiday season too.
And you too, Deborah.
You too. Thank you.